All right, why is it that slot machines just suddenly go cold? I mean, the casino just seems to just completely die, or the other way around, everybody just starts winning all at once. What is that? Is that something the casino's doing? Let's get into it today. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gamble Smart channel. My name is Mark. I am a slot technician, and I have also worked with a lot of industry experts, from compliance officers to mathematicians, game designers, things like that. And so we are here to educate you about how all this stuff works so that you can be a better, more informed gambler, understanding what is actually going on and not falling into some of these traps. All right, so if you like that kind of stuff, we would love a subscription, thumbs up the video. You know the drill. All right, let's get into today's topic, which is all about hot and cold machines, right? We've done many videos on this, but I think it's time for a new one because I've overheard it so many times. Our Las Vegas trip, holy crap, did I hear this a lot. And I've seen it in a lot of videos and stuff too. So I want to kind of set the record straight. And I know you guys are not going to believe this, and you feel free to light me up in the comments. People are very passionate about this. But what is actually going on here? Like, let's say that I have been winning a lot on a slot machine, and then suddenly nothing happens. Like, I can't even get a line hit. I can't get a bonus round. It just seems to go cold, right? It just stops. Is that because the casino is back there controlling that and saying, hey, Mark, he's won too much. Let's turn that dial down to get him to start losing? The answer is no. They would never be allowed to do anything like that. But so how do you explain what's going on? Well, here's where you're going to light me up in the comments. I know it. It's part of randomness. This is what happens in randomness. If we were to take a coin, okay, and we use this example a lot on this channel. If we were to take a coin, I know I have one in my pocket here, so ended up having a dime. So if you flip this dime, it's 50% chance it'll land on heads and 50% chance it'll land on tails. So how do you explain it if you flip it 5 times and it lands on heads every single time? Does that mean that this dime is hot, that it needs to start switching to tails in order to catch back up to that 50-50? The answer is no. Nothing has changed with this dime, and nothing has changed with the slot machine either. You are going to experience periods where nothing is hitting or everything is hitting or a mix in between. That's just how randomness works. If that weren't happening, then you could not call the machines random, okay? That's the funny trick to this, right? So just try to think about this the next time you're playing a slot machine. Whenever you're winning a bunch or you're losing a bunch or whatever the case is, just remember that every single spin is completely independent of what has occurred before. And you just have to get lucky, just like flipping a coin. If you were to end up flipping it 20 times and you got 10, 10, all the way down, 10 heads and 10 tails, consider yourself incredibly lucky. You met the odds in such a short-term play. That is not going to be possible on a slot machine because these things are meant for millions of plays before it reaches that theoretical payback percentage, all right? So let's break one more thing down to help you kind of understand what's going on here. So when you play a slot machine, there is a random aspect to it and there is a control aspect to it, okay? Relate this to the coin. The random aspect is you flipping that coin, right? You do not know if it's going to be heads or tails. Nobody does. The US Mint that created that coin does not know what's going to happen, right? Nobody knows. But the control is that it has to be either heads or tails, right? That is the payback percentage on a slot machine. So what the RNG is doing is making the next spin unpredictable by you, the casino, manufacturer, game maker, whatever. Nobody knows what's going to happen next when you press that spin button on a slot machine. But the control is that RNG has to pick from a certain set of probabilities built into the game. Okay, so there's a certain probability of the top dollar symbol showing up. There's a certain possibility of the 3 buzzsaws showing up on Huff and More Puff. Those things are built into the game itself with probabilities. It's a mathematical formula, okay? And so if you try to wrap your mind around those two things, you will understand that what is going on and what you're experiencing inside of the casino is not planned. It's not purposely being programmed that way by the casino or anybody else. It's just what happens when you have a randomness going on inside of a mathematical probability formula that is millions and millions of spins long, okay? That's why you cannot predict what's going to come next, and that's why you can't really tell what the probabilities are just by sitting down at a machine, okay? So I'm here to kind of clear the air a little bit. I've heard a lot of hot and cold. Oh, we got to stay on this machine because it's hot. Never leave a hot machine. Oh, I've heard that so many times. Never leave a hot machine. Actually, you probably should leave a hot machine because you consider yourself incredibly lucky that you had that hot streak. and get off of it, because it doesn't mean it's going to go cold. It's just that you've got to consider yourself lucky and get off of it then. Same thing on a cold machine. If you're sitting on a machine, and I'm using cold in parentheses here, if you're sitting on a cold machine where usually you're getting some kind of line hits or some kind of bonus rounds, you're not getting anything, instead of just beating it down, just get up and walk away and take a break and come back to it later. Nothing's going to change on it. The probabilities are still going to be the same. You've just had an unlucky streak, and that might be a good indication to take a break and walk away for a little while, okay? So just think about those couple of things. There are no such things as hot and cold machines as programmed, okay? Are there hot and cold streaks? Yes, there are, because that is what happens in randomness. If you don't believe me, do some research. I'll put some links in the comments for you. Do some research on how randomness works and why you experience that in real life. It's not just with slot machines, guys. It's everywhere in life, all right? That's going to do it for today. I am Mark from Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.